Hi everyone, I'm Chef Diane, and today I'm going to make a beautiful antipasto using Pastene products. They're in jars and they're in cans, and so when you're very busy, this is a great way to make your antipasto. I'm going to make a couple of little salads to put on the antipasto platter. This is an extremely easy recipe to make, or an antipasto to make, after you've had a hard day's work or you're really busy. And you can serve it with something from the grill or any pasta dish. So let's get started. I'm going to make a really simple tomato and mozzarella salad. And I'm using Pastene's tricolored tomatoes, which are wonderful. You just drain them and they're yellow and orange and red. And we're going to add now some mozzarella balls. So let me grab my little tiny pearl mozzarella, and I'm just adding whatever amount I want to my tomatoes. The great thing about these tomatoes, if you do not have access to fresh tomatoes and you feel like making the salad, as long as you've got the mozzarella or something else in your refrigerator, this is a breeze. So now the rest of this is very simple. I love fresh basil in my mozzarella tomato salads. This is a caprese, and I happen to have some fresh basil that's chopped. But if you don't, you can do oregano or basil that is dried, and they both work great. So I'm just going to grab a handful of my beautiful shredded basil. And now I'm going to add some olive oil. I use extra virgin olive oil because it has great flavor, and I even cook with it, not just for salads. Now I'm going to dress the salad with some balsamic vinegar. And I usually do about a quarter vinegar to 3/4 oil. So you can play it by ear. You don't have to stress out about it. I'm going to grind some nice black pepper on. Okay, and now I have some kosher salt or sea salt, and sprinkle that on, and you have an instant caprese salad that you can do anything with. Okay, so toss that. I like to make this fresh. I don't like to have it sit in the fridge. It's just more tasty. It holds up really well if you make it fresh. So there's part one of my antipasto. Okay, so now I'm going to dress up my artichoke hearts. So these artichoke hearts have been quartered. The Pastene brand is great, and I like to get them quartered. They're just easy to work with. And I don't like artichoke hearts that are in oil. You should really dress it up yourself. So once again, we're gonna give it a little bit of flavor, and I have some oregano. You don't even have to put this in, but I think it's really neat. Just a little touch. It just pops the flavor. Okay, and now we dress it once again with extra virgin olive oil. Okay, not too much, you've got enough in there. And a little tiny bit of a lemon, just a little lemon on the artichokes are gonna make it delicious. All right, a little bit of pepper and a tiny bit of salt. And so there's part two of your salads that you're making to put on your beautiful antipasto plate. Okay, so here's step 3 of our salads that we're going to put on the antipasto platter. And I'm using Pastene chickpeas. And it's great to have a can of these in your cabinet for using, for soups or whatever you want, but they make a beautiful salad. So this one's going to be very simple. Once again, a little bit of a drizzle of extra virgin olive oil. Okay, I'm going to have a little bit of chopped flat leaf parsley on this. And then I'm going to have a little touch of fresh garlic. And if you don't have time for fresh garlic, get yourself some good dried granulated garlic. That will work just as well. When you're in a pinch, you don't really want to have to do too much work. And this is going to be a salad that you can eat also tomorrow, the day after. If you have too much here, you can turn this into anything. So here we are, and this is the last of the work that we're going to have to do other than putting our antipasto together. So there's our chickpea salad. When you make an antipasto, you want to grab a really oval platter or a large round platter. It doesn't really matter. And you always want a bed of some kind of lettuce or greens on it first. with the type of antipasto that we're making today. So I have some baby arugula, and I love baby arugula because it's peppery and it really works well with all of the other ingredients. But growing up, we used, say, romaine lettuce. That's more traditional, but whatever it is you like, baby greens, baby field greens, whatever it is. So this just gives you a really nice little base, and all of your vinaigrette type things will flow through onto that antipasto to make it taste great. So now I have jars of oil cured olives, marinated mushrooms. I've got the double roasted pepper strips, pepperoncini, you always see that on antipasto, and a jardiniere. So these are pickled vegetables that are used quite often in Italy, and cauliflower is one of their main ingredients. I also have some unique olives that are from the Foggia area in Puglia, and these are really spectacular, and I'm so happy that Pastine carries them. So now I also am going to put my tuna in the center. So in Italy, you would always have tuna that's packed in olive oil, and you keep that oil in there. Okay, so let's grab this, and you put it in the center. It's your first. This is a little bit like building a charcuterie plate. A lot of it has to do with design. So I'm just going to dump the tuna right in the center. And you'll notice their tuna from Italy is dark. It's just what they use, not like the American tuna. And it has a really beautiful flavor to it. So I'm just getting that right in the center. You can do 1, 2, 3 cans. If you are having a lot of company, I would say go with maybe 2 or 3 cans of tuna, because people really love it. Okay, now I can start. There's no rhyme or reason, but I do want to add color to this. So much like a charcuterie board too, you want to space out your colors. So I think I'll just start with my roasted red pepper strips. And I'm just going to scoop them right out of the jar. You know, I might not want to use all of these today, so I want to keep them in their oil or vinegar or whatever has been they're packed into, so that we can put this jar right back in the fridge and use it for something else. Okay, so we're just popping this on one area, and I'm going to put this aside. Okay, and so now I think I'm going to grab my Caprese salad that we made earlier, and we're going to pop that right over here. Okay, like I said, you can just sort of be really creative and do whatever you want with this. Okay, and I would suggest that you assemble this right before company comes. Just have everything ready so it's really fresh. Okay, so there's our caprese. Okay, and I think next to that, I'm going to maybe throw some olives, maybe some black oil cured. Now, oil cured olives are very strong in flavor. I love them. Kids, might not enjoy them. So, but it's nice to have a variety of olives too. So we're going to use our Puglian olives to maybe put on the other side. Now, these olives have pits, so you have to just make sure you tell your company that there are pits in some of the olives, or most of them. And we just kind of grew up with our antipasto platters, always knowing that. So I'm just putting a handful of these, and then you can add a few things later to fill in. All right, so let's go now with the jardiniere. So this is the cauliflower with peppers, and we're going to pop it over on this side here. Whoops. We can certainly hide some things if we mess up. I want to get it a little bit away from the caprese over there because of the white. So we're sort of taking our design here, our color design, and moving it around to make sure that the salad looks really wonderful. Okay, so there's that part. Move that out of the way. Now I think I'm going to grab my chickpea salad. Okay, and I'm going to pop that right in between the olives. That gives a whole different texture. Okay, and then now let me grab the artichoke hearts that have been dressed, and we're going to put that, let me put that around some of the edges so that the that we don't mess around with our little scheme here. Okay, and make sure you get that really nice dressing, scooped out, that beautiful lemon dressing. Okay, and then now we're sort of winding down, and we can start putting dotting a few things in between. We have our mushrooms, so this is a great spot to put our mushrooms. So these mushrooms are packed in oil and they're all dressed for you. That's the great thing about these, jars that are all ready to go. And so I don't really have to do anything to them. There's a little bit of herb in here. It's probably an oregano. They're all marinated, as you can see. It's marinated mushrooms. Okay, I'm going to fill in a little bit with some pepperoncini and dot them around too. You don't have to put them all in one spot. Let me grab this. And if you have any leftovers from your salads or whatever, you can even find little spots to tuck those into. Like I might just end up using this space here for more of my Caprese salad. So this gives people the opportunity, when you put things in groups too, to pick what they want, and besides the fact that it looks really pretty. Okay, so we're almost done. This didn't take long at all. You're going to have a really nice little meal. You could eat this just for dinner on a hot summer night. So I'm just going to finish off over here with a little bit of that caprese. Get those tomatoes in there. So I don't have bread, but I'm going to serve this with crackers and breadsticks. You can do whatever you want. It's really great in the summer to grill some bread out on your grill, and just have it in a plate really nearby, and then everybody can just help themselves. So thank you for joining me today and learning to make this great antipasto salad. That's the easiest one I think you'll ever make. Please make this for your family and friends. Enjoy this summer or year round, and have a great day.